Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to my There Are Billions campaign top 10 tips. So before we get into the video, please leave any comments for feedback of what you thought of this video, because it's my first top 10 tips video and I'd like to improve it for future times I do this type of video. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more videos if you want to see more from my channel. Bottom right hand corner over here where my mouse is waving over here, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. So without further ado guys, let's get right into it. Alright guys, listen up, we got 4 tips coming your way right now. So the first tip here is the train. So basically the train is the only way you can get colonists. You can't just build the tents and instantly expect colonists to be supplied. You need to wait for the train to come every 24 hours. So the tip here is to make sure you build your tents like I did right now. You build them well in advance, so you don't have to, because there's only one brief moment where there's this signal that you get the train arrived at the station. If your tents aren't built before that pop-up comes, and you'll clearly know when you get it, then you will have to wait again for the train to come back and supply those tents to be, once they're built of course. So the main tip there is to, what I said before, build the tents well in advance. So on to my second tip. So the next tip here is map awareness. So don't do this right now, right at the beginning of day 0, maybe a few days in. Alright, when you start expanding your colony, I want you to not just focus on chasing infected. Alright, the tip here is to really focus on your map, because if, like it says about the infected, if you let one of those walker infected get in and infect your buildings, they'll quickly infect the rest and you'll easily lose the game. And if it's really, and that's really all you'll mostly get at first is walkers, it'll be easier to defend against the fresh infected, because then you'll actually have probably built some defenses. So basically in the earlier game, a few days in, just look for that red dot. If you see a red dot, for example, if my hunter cottage was here, place your wood wall in front of that hunter's cottage, or put your wood wall surrounding the colonist tents, what have you, based on where the direction the infected is coming from, and the infected will attack that wood wall first, which then buys you time, and you will be able to not lose the game right off the start, no problems. So the next tip here, the third tip, is the choke points. Expand to your choke points like here, because if you expand to the choke points, that will make it, and you put your defenses, all your walls at that choke point, that makes it a lot easier to have the hordes grouped up in one spot. It makes them a lot easier to kill with like explosive units like Thanatos, or Titans that mowed them down all at once. So on to my next tip. I'm just gonna see what this is. Okay, that's just
Any infected around? Okay, let's do this.
Alright. So on to my fourth tip is kiting. So let me demonstrate here.
Yes, tell me.
So
But be quick. Roger that.
it's kind of, if these were fast infected, it would be a lot more efficient. So basically, what I did was I had one, I micromanaged one ranger, while the other ones, you could put them in the hold position, because you want to be so they can fire as fast as possible, and you basically have her running around while the group of infected chase it off. It's really good for dealing with mini hordes, so I definitely advise you do that. Alright guys, so for my 5th tip, I'm not sure if this is a common mistake and if you guys do it, but it's definitely one I've made in the past common quite a bit. So I'm assuming this is a common mistake. Leave a comment if I'm completely wrong on this. But right clicking only allows you to carry the object, not like what you would think when you right click on infected, it shoots it, and you think when you right click it, it shoots the barrel. No, you actually have to use the attack function like that, like so, and that's how you explode the barrel. And also notice that it's only snipers, soldiers, or lucifers can do that. Of course, also, of course, the hero as well. Like, I was gonna demonstrate otherwise that Kalis can do it too, but I've tested and Kalis can do it as well, or a Calliope or any hero. So, yeah. Alright, so my 6th tip is this. I'm not sure if it works exactly all the time in like really hard difficulties, but I've noticed so far in this accessible run that this definitely is a good idea, and it's not to chase too far. So in other words, to chase in the right areas. For example, there were less infected over here. There were no longer really any infected in this region anymore, which is there weren't any real zombies anymore close to this area. So instead of chasing farther out, I decided to pull back and look for, like, for example, this area has really slow zombies here, and overall there are a lot more zombies closer to this area. I'm gonna chase them because that reduces the chance I'm all of a sudden gonna get a surprise on my notification screen saying that a zombie is attacking this building, because I was too busy chasing, because I wasn't taking care of the batch of them slowly creeping up over here. So that basically, if you're not, this is actually good if you're not as wanting to constantly be looking at the map all the time. If you clear out the groups of zombies that are close to your camp, there's less chance that they're going to be those that are just slowly, there's going to be less chance of the slow zombies creeping up on you. Alright, so for my 7th tip, guys, I'm not sure if you guys noticed this or not, but where the two ends of the train tracks, you would think that once you clear out the whole map, you would think since it's not, the two ends of the train tracks aren't blocked off by trees or mountains, you would think that the mini hordes would spawn from there, because even if you clear out all the infected, that doesn't mean you're out of the woods yet. You'll still have mini hordes spawning, and then the final wave in survival mode. Well, the tip here is that for these two ends of the train tracks, don't station any soldiers thinking that there's mini hordes spawning from there once you clear out the whole map, because there is actually no zombies at all spawning there. Alright guys, so the 8th tip here is to search the entire map, and I mean the entire map. Alright? Search everything, absolutely everything to the edges, because I would not have been able to get, for example, this crate and get 4 grenades to help me in this mission if I didn't absolutely check everything out. Alright guys, so my 9th tip is quite useful actually. So instead of just having them shoot normally, you can do hold stop, and overall they're killing the infected is a lot more efficient. Let me show you what I mean. And just compare it to the normal attacking. As you can see, they're just shooting a lot slower. Alright guys, so here is my 10th and final tip, and this one is probably the most important for the campaign success, which is the fact that you can't respec your entire research once you've picked it. But you can respec like recent changes. I'll show you what I mean. So this is how I'm pretty sure this works. So since I got this mission before, since I got this tech before the mission I just completed not too long ago, that locks it in. But before you go into a mission, if you're saying, this isn't the one I want before I go into the next mission, you can respec and maybe like pick these instead. But yeah, that is really important for new players to that. They don't tell you unless you actually go in the patch notes to see what they've done. So I hope you guys found this guide helpful, and I'll see all of you in the next one.